Yeah, I think, and it may sound counterintuitive, but again, we were talking about this off camera, but like physical fitness is big, and especially in the summertime down here for us in the Outer Banks, like when we're pushed to the limit and we're working multiple jobs and we're getting our butts kicked all summer long, it's tough to like kind of find that and fit that in. But like even if you get like 30 minutes, whether it's a quick run or get into the gym or however you like, a surf or a skate, a swim, whatever it is, I think that's really, really important for not only your physical fitness and your health, but your mental health as well too. Totally. And we use that in terms of Epic. Like we're trying to do, whether it's, yoga stuff, or surf stuff or hikes. There's a lot of different things you can do that I think just a good sweat is really important. So every day for me, completely. It's like in the morning, like the first thing I do when I wake up is I take my dog outside and it's a walk, and I typically like to do it like no shoes on. I'm just kind of, you feel kind of grounded, and not like hippy dippy ish, but like
I get it. I walk around barefoot all the time.
I mean, I'd rather be barefoot, more often natural than not, right?
I'll just put it out there.
And especially at the beach, man, like bare feet is just the way to go. But I think you just getting a little we talked momentum, you said. I think momentum, movement is momentum, right? Mm-hmm. And I think just moving your body in whatever way that appeals to you is really important, and finding a little bit of time every day to do that goes a long way. Totally. And look, we all want those days where we do nothing, right? And that's okay. Like you can have those days, like be a vegetable, order takeout, whatever it is that is your thing. For me, there's three things I really love, and it's cherry Coke, cheeseburgers, and Reese's peanut butter cups. So like if I'm having a day, man,
I'm red-blooded American.
I'm hitting all three of those things. But I think, look, just ultimately, moving, finding movement in every day, and for me, like I have a little sauna at home that I can sit in. The ice baths and like cold shower stuff has been good for me too. Just even stretching. Like stretching is good. Yoga's always been something that I've relied on at different times of the year. It's tougher this time of year to find time to go do that. But I think disconnecting a little bit too is good, right? So I mean, for me in business, I live on my phone, and I have a really hard time disconnecting from that. Those moments where you can just put the phone away and just kind of sit with yourself, whether it's reading or it's meditating, those are things that I'm sitting here preaching it, and I need to do better in all of those things. Sure. But I know they've been helpful for me.
You've talked about like at least 5 books throughout the day, so you definitely read at least more than the average American.
I like audiobooks.
Yeah, I do too.
I like audiobooks. We talked about
that efficiency, being able to do two things at once.
Driving to the Boils or on road trips and listening to an audiobook. I do a lot of that. And we talked about Don Miguel Ruiz and the 4 Agreements. We talked about Malcolm Gladwell and the Outliers book. There's a lot of books. I think that there's some really good wisdom in those books, and being receptive to learning from reading. Reading's an important thing, and however you're digesting the reading material, whether it's audiobook or you're actually sitting there and reading, having those quiet moments to yourself, is good. Sometimes after like a long night of boils, Jed, and I know you know this, but like after you get your ass kicked on a boil, or 2 boils in a row, and you've sweated out, it was like 120 degrees and you're cooking in the heat, and the heat from the burner is up at like 200, you're sweating, you've jumped in the person's pool to cool down a little bit, like you're stealing waters from their downstairs fridge, whatever it is. Those nights home, as you're driving home and it's quiet, you don't put anything on. Whether it's, don't put music on, don't put a podcast on, don't put, audiobook on. I think those moments of quiet are really good too. This all goes back to, we've been talking about this all day long, but balance. Finding balance, and finding balance in everything you do. You never want to be so off kilter that your flow, you're moving in one direction more so than the other. I think you kind of have to find balance in everything. It's a really important thing. It's, universal, the yin and yang, and, all these different, things that, there's good, there's bad, but doing things with balance is, keeps you on track.
I agree. So. I mean, nature has a certain balance to it. Within business, you have to have a balanced approach to the direction you're taking the company. Balanced approach to managing employees. If you are extreme, you're going to either have some shortcoming, or you're going to miss out on so much opportunity.